Are you ready to embark on an adventure through one of the most mesmerizing national parks in the United States? Look no further than Yellowstone National Park. Join me as we uncover the breathtaking landscapes, fascinating wildlife, and rich history that make this place so special. Get ready to be inspired, amazed, and moved by the natural wonders of Yellowstone. The Yellowstone Lake. Yellowstone Lake is located in Yellowstone National Park, which is mainly situated in the western part of the United States, primarily in the state of Wyoming, with parts of it also extending into Montana and Idaho. Yellowstone Lake is the largest body of water in the park, and it is known for its crystal clear waters, scenic beauty, and abundance of wildlife. Pyroclastic blast. A pyroclastic blast, also known as a pyroclastic flow, is a fast-moving mixture of hot gases, ash, and volcanic rocks that can travel at speeds of up to 700 kilometers per hour, 430 miles per hour. These flows are typically associated with explosive volcanic eruptions and are one of the most dangerous aspects of volcanic activity. During an eruption, molten rock and volcanic ash are blasted into the air, forming a massive cloud of ash and gas that can rise to heights of several kilometers. As the cloud collapses under its weight, it begins to flow down the slopes of the volcano, picking up speed and temperature as it descends. Pyroclastic flows can be extremely destructive, capable of leveling entire towns and killing thousands of people. The extreme heat and toxicity of the gases can cause severe burns, asphyxiation, and other life-threatening injuries. The discovery at Yellowstone Lake. A team of the University of Utah seismologists has discovered a reservoir of hot, partly molten rock hidden 12 to 28 miles beneath Yellowstone National Park's supervolcano, enough to fill the 1,000 cubic mile Grand Canyon more than 11 times. The pool is over 4 times larger than a shallower, long-known magma chamber. The National Science Foundation, NSF-funded team developed a new technique that uses both local and distant earthquake data from the University of Utah seismograph stations and the NSF-funded EarthScope array of seismometers. The combined data resulted in a better, deeper, and more complete image of the system. The newly discovered reservoir carries hot and partly molten rock upward from the top of Yellowstone's hotspot plume, about 40 miles below the surface. Yellowstone's plumbing system is no larger or closer to erupting than before. It's just that scientists are now seeing more of the plumbing system than ever before. Yellowstone is among the world's largest supervolcanoes, with frequent earthquakes. The team believes these new models help gain a better understanding of Yellowstone's plumbing system and may lead to improved estimates of the potential future seismic and volcanic hazards. The Mount St. Helens Volcano. The last major eruption of Mount St. Helens, located in Washington State in the United States, occurred on May 18, 1980. Before the eruption, the volcano had been dormant for over 100 years, and the eruption was unexpected. The eruption was triggered by an earthquake and resulted in a massive landslide, which released a cloud of hot gas and ash that traveled at speeds of up to 670 kilometers per hour, 420 miles per hour, and devastated the surrounding area. The eruption also caused the top of the mountain to collapse, reducing its height by about 400 meters, 1,300 feet. In total, 57 people lost their lives as a result of the eruption, and hundreds of homes and buildings were destroyed. The eruption of Mount St. Helens is considered one of the most significant volcanic events in the history of the United States and had a profound impact on scientific understanding of the volcanic activity. Today, the area around Mount St. Helens is closely monitored by scientists, and ongoing research is helping to improve our understanding of how volcanoes work and how to better predict and prepare for future eruptions. What type of eruption event to occur at Yellowstone is a hydrothermal explosion, a rock-hurling geyser eruption, or a lava flow. Hydrothermal explosions are very small. They occur in Yellowstone National Park every few years and form a crater a few meters across. Every few thousand years, a hydrothermal explosion will form a crater as much as a few hundred meters across. Though the worst-case scenario for a giant Yellowstone eruption is indeed bad and could have global implications, most past eruptions at Yellowstone were not highly explosive. Of the past 50 or so eruptions, almost all were simple lava flows. If they occurred tomorrow or next year, they would have minimal direct effect outside Yellowstone National Park. As for the worst-case scenario, even previous Yellowstone supereruptions did not cause extinctions, and ash fallout on the other side of the continent was minimal. Yellowstone is routinely monitored for signs of volcanic activity. These methods include using seismographs to detect earthquakes and using GPS, Global Positioning System, to detect ground motion. The USGS has not detected any signs of activity that suggest an eruption is imminent. What would happen if another volcano hit? If another large caldera-forming eruption were to occur at Yellowstone, its effects would be worldwide. Such a giant eruption would have regional effects such as falling ash and short-term, years to decades, changes to the global climate. Those parts of the surrounding states of Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming that are closest to Yellowstone would be affected by pyroclastic flows, while other places in the United States would be impacted by falling ash. The amount of ash would decrease with distance from the eruption site. Such eruptions usually form calderas, broad volcanic depressions created as the ground surface collapses as a result of the withdrawal of partially molten rock, magma, below. Fortunately, the chances of this sort of eruption at Yellowstone are exceedingly small in the next few thousand years. Thank you for joining me on this unforgettable journey through Yellowstone National Park. From the iconic Old Faithful geyser to the magnificent Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone, this park has left us in awe of the wonders of nature. I hope you've been inspired to visit this magical place and experience it for yourself. Until next time, keep exploring and discovering the beauty of the world around us.